Well, hello, Adam.
Hey, Miss Deedee Wheels, how are you?
I am so good. And I'm really glad that you are going to come and help us with ESGI because they've gone through and done some major changes to the platform, made it, I think, a lot more visually clear,
Yeah, that's a good way to
right?
put it, for sure.
Yeah. So, like, it adds a little more clarity to it. It's pretty. So, that's all that really matters.
I think
Um,
that's the thing we're going
but
for.
I know, right? That's what they're looking for. They're like, we don't really care how useful it is as long as it's pretty. No, but I think that, anytime there's a change, especially when, um, maybe somebody is like, they're like, I know ASGI, I don't have to think about it. And then all of a sudden they're ready to use it. And they're like, wait a minute, everything's different. Not that everything's different, but walk through some of the things that are different, where things are that everybody knows and loves. And then maybe we have time for a couple of other little like bonus things that are out there.
Yeah,
That
of
sound
course.
good?
Yep. And it's I was in the same boat. Like I use ESGI daily, not just in my classroom, but I train teachers on ESGI. So when
Yeah.
I got word that things were changing, like we all do, everybody fears change at the start, right? It's inevitable that
Yeah.
you're gonna fear something. And when I first saw it, I was like, nope, not doing that. And then the more I played with it, I realized how much more user friendly it is in this new
Yeah.
format. And my favorite thing is everything's right here. Like on the previous version, if you clicked into something, then you had to click a back arrow and it went from web page to web page. You had to jump around. Your menu in the new ESGI never goes away. It's always here. So in
Yeah.
ESGI now, the ESGI teacher is what you notice at the top left-hand corner because ESGI administrators, ESGI specialists will look a little bit different, but the ESGI teacher version going forward has this menu that lives down here on the left-hand side.
Okay.
So no matter what you click on, reports, test explorer, activities, the dashboard, which is this kind of big section in the middle,
Yeah.
that will change. Like if I click reports, you'll see that that changes, but my menu doesn't go anywhere. My menu stays right there. So it's
Yeah.
so much more user friendly in getting from item to item. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. It does make sense.
It's cool. So then the other change is, okay, great. Now I've got this giant dashboard to look at, and I see my tests, but I no longer see my students. I don't know where my subject tabs are. Well, the cool thing about this is we all know, and anybody that's used this forever knows that ESGI was created by a teacher, but it's also created for teachers, and we're constantly listening. I say we because I do a lot of work with them.
Yeah.
They're constantly listening to teacher advice. So
Right.
some teachers said, with the new format, it was great, but there wasn't as much room to see your tests. So they switched to what you're seeing right now. Well, then some teachers said, I like that, but now I don't know where my students are, and I like to have quick access to that.
Yeah.
So the cool thing about this new homepage, and I don't want to keep saying new. I know it's new, but it's not going to be new. It's going to be
Right.
here. The cool
Right.
thing about ESGI now is everything is customizable down to the way this looks. Like before, you couldn't customize your home screen. Now you make
Right.
it work for you. So there's a few things I want to show you that make this really work for you. Let me move my Zoom box here if that'll work and get it out of the way for you.
Okay.
So as you're looking at this, uh, you see all of my tests for this one subject tab. We know
Right.
what subject tab we're on by the top up here where it says KELA. So that is my
Okay.
subject tab. My student list is on this drop down arrow to the left of that. So I like to use the phrase with the SGI now, the arrows show you where to go. Like follow the
Okay.
arrow.
Follow
So if
the
I want to
arrows.
see my
It's like a
students,
yellow brick road, but
the yellow brick road. If I want to see my students, I follow that arrow for my classes. That arrow drops down my student list. Now you're
okay.
seeing my class lists here because I have two classes set up, but typically a teacher with one class, it would pop up like that. They
Okay.
push that drop down arrow, shows their student list right away, right? Same thing with your subject tabs. The drop down arrow brings up all your subject tabs right there. So
Okay.
that's one format. One way you can have it is to have those as drop downs up at the top of your screen,
Right.
which I kind of like because it does open up this giant dashboard for you to view your data a lot more easily,
Right.
a lot easier.
Right.
The other option you have is some teachers said, I like seeing my tests really large like that, but I want to see my students too.
Yeah.
So ESGI has added this feature called pinning, like PIN, pin.
Yes.
So
Yes.
when I drop down this arrow,
Right.
I can click this thumbtack to pin my student list, and that's going to pin it to my homepage.
Love it.
Now it's no longer a drop down. It lives right there on the left side of
Right.
my.
Right. Right.
which I kind of like too. Like I can jump to my students, but my subject tabs are still kind of hidden and not taking up a lot of space.
Right.
You can pin both. Like I could pin my subject tabs next, and it would keep them right there. So the
Right.
cool part about this, teachers that might like this, is I say ESGI now is perfect for teachers because it reads like a book, top to bottom, left to right. Menus
Oh,
on the
okay.
left,
Love it.
then your students, then your
Right.
tab, then your tests.
Right.
The the difficult part about this is if you're not on a big screen, right? Like if your computer's not big and it's a smaller computer, you don't see as much room for
You're
your
like squinting.
or yeah, if you're like me and my eyes are terrible, but depending on no matter how you set this up, whether you have students and subject tabs pinned or neither one pinned, you also have options for how you view your tests. So right now, my tests over here are set up. There's these 4 little buttons right here on the right.
Okay.
Mine are on what is called the extra large setting. That means the bar that the test is in is the largest it can be. So you're seeing the scores here. You're seeing my total students tested, all these details. But you can shrink these down. So you're seeing less detail about the test,
Okay.
more tests at one spot, like
Got
that.
it. Right.
So now you have it all. You've got your students, you have your
Right.
subject tabs, you have more tests. If I were to unpin my subject tabs like I like to do, now I see even more tests.
Okay.
And the format here resembles like what teachers knew about ESGI. You've got your
Right.
students on the left, you've got your
Yeah.
tests on the right, and all of
Yeah.
your tests. You scroll down right there and find them all.
I love that. First of all, we're moving and my dad he was packing away some of his books and one of them was Windows, I think it was 2010. And I was like, um, I don't think like, but it is true. You're so used to,
Yes.
you go here, you go here, you go here, and then all of a sudden 3 new things are in there and it's like I've never seen this program before in my entire life and yet you can find things that are familiar that you could go back to, right?
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, let's say I'm going to sit down with Kane, right, on your list, and I'm like, I don't, I've slept since the last time I'd done an assessment. I don't remember what I still need to test Kane on or what I need to know, like what's his missing test? How did they get that view?
Yeah. So same thing with your students, whether you're looking for missing tests or just need to test them. Because you see right now, you don't see a test button, right? I
Right,
don't see a test button because I am clicked on my whole class. So
right,
whatever is highlighted over here, that's what is reflected on the right side of your screen or on your
love it.
dashboard.
Right.
Um, Same rule as the drop-down menus.
Okay.
The arrow shows you where to go. So if I want to get to Kane's assessments, I click the arrow next to Kane's name. That takes, so like the arrow's pointing to what I'm going to see on the right side of that screen.
Okay. Perfect.
Right now, Mr. Peterson's class is highlighted. That arrow is pointing to the tests for my whole class. But if I click on Kane, now it's going to show me all of Kane's data over on the right-hand side.
Perfect.
Cool,
That's
right?
what we're really familiar with, right?
Yes.
That's the familiar thing that everybody's kind of used to. And then I see above where it says uppercase letters, it says tested any, and you could adjust that to the last so many days, so many. Is that true?
No, so that's another, I'll show you that. So that
Okay.
screen is what we know as untested students, right? Students that
Yes.
need to see that their data is up to date.
Okay.
So that all lives under reports now. So remember
Okay.
how reports used to be like on a bar on the right-hand side?
Yeah.
You had to find one, click on it, but then it changed your dashboard. And you had to find it, click on it, go back, hit the back arrow,
Yes.
all of that
Yes.
jumping around.
Right.
Now all of those live in one
Okay.
tab.
In
So,
reports.
yeah, in reports. So I've given my students all their testing. I'm ready to start reviewing data. Now I can just completely ignore this dashboard and go to the reports tab on my menu. But
Got it.
not on a new web page, so I don't have to worry about anything. Because if I want to go back to that, I just click home, and I'm right back where I was.
Okay.
The cool part about that is, whatever you click on the left-hand side, when you click home, it's going to take you right back to where you left home the last time. So you notice it didn't switch back over to my whole class. It stayed on Kane because that's where I
Okay.
was.
Because
So
that's where you just were. You don't have to like,
yeah,
sometimes
super
you're like
intuitive.
you're looking for the best hotel, and all of a sudden you get back and you're like, no, I've been through all these
Yeah.
other hotels. I don't want to go to that one. So okay, that's perfect. I love how
So
they
yeah, in reports, this is what you're used to: your parent letter, student details, student progress. Same thing. ESGI reads like a book, top to bottom, left to right. So if we click on this, it's going to open up to the right-hand side
Okay.
all of the details for our parent letter that we want.
Love that.
I just pull that page back out here at the top to get to the next report. And same thing, we just work our way down our reports with everything we need. Start on your left, go to your subject tabs, go to your details, click run report, and you're ready to go. The reports haven't changed. The reports look exactly the same the way they used to.
Okay.
Accessing those reports is now all right here. But untested students is one that has changed, and I absolutely love it. So this is where, when you talked about like Kane needing to know what he needs, this report is actually honestly now one of my go-tos as a teacher. Like I don't even worry about clicking all my students' names on the main screen. I just go here because I can see who needs tested on what. And because ESGI is so intuitive and interactive, all I have to do is choose my subject tab. So let's go to KELA for this example.
Okay.
All of my tests for that subject tab right here. So honestly, as a teacher, you could kind of live right here in untested students until you're ready to like look at those pie charts and all that data, right?
Right.
Now I can see in the last week, I haven't tested anybody. This is a demonstration account. These are fake students.
You're like, it's gonna look the same. But I'm like you. I lived in ESGI's untested student report because, you know who your intervention students are that you're progress monitoring, right? So I would make sure that within the last, every week I would assess them. But the rest of the class, I didn't need to assess them, every week. And I think they had I think it was 14 days or something like that. But now you can do a lot of, right? You have some.
I think this goes up to 40, honestly.
Oh my gosh.
40 weeks is what it is. It's not days, it's weeks. So like here's an example because I did test one of these students in a demonstration the other day. If I go back to 2 weeks, wait, I thought it did. Maybe we'll go 3. There we go. So the last 3 weeks, it's showing me on this subject tab, I have these 2 tests, my shapes demo, my uppercase letters, and you'll notice 24 students have not been tested, right? So I know that there are 24 kids in my class that I need to do that data on before we send home progress reports, right? Because their data is the current date. So here's the cool part about this now. All you have to do on any one of these, even if it shows all students, you click this little drop-down arrow, and it brings up your whole class. So now you can scroll through and see who has been tested or not. So those all show not tested, right? But if you look down at Olivia right here, Olivia has taken that test in the last 3 weeks. She got 5 correct, 2 incorrect. We didn't skip any questions.
Okay.
So green is correct, red is incorrect. The gray is if you did any questions that you skipped over.
Is that a newer thing?
So I'll show you.
So you're like, no, Deedee, that's been like.
It's been there, but it's one of those things that so many people look over because it kind of hides in the bottom. So
I've always seen the skip, but I don't remember seeing that on
this report.
The report.
Yeah, that might be a new. So you see at the top where it says that green check. I'm pointing at my screen, like you can see me pointing. Where it's the green check mark, red X.
Are not tested.
Not tested would be not tested or skipped over.
Okay, got it.
It does not.
Got it.
So the cool part about this, the reason I go straight to my untested students report is because as a ESGI user, you might already know, like everything is interactive. I don't have to remember anything. I don't have to write down all these students' names that save your data. I simply
run around with your clipboard.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I call Penelope over to my table. I say, Penelope, let's take a look at your shapes, kiddo. Click test. It takes me straight to the test session for her. I click start, and now I'm ready to give Penelope her test.
Go.
So here's that skip feature. If I were to skip this, let's skip circle.
Right.
It just marked the system. It doesn't show you anything here, but the system knows that was not tested. Like it was an item, right or wrong. We're going to save that as not tested item. Let's do this as yes, yes, no, yes, yes, no. We finish the test, and then right back here on our untested student screen, it should update that right there. So we got 4 correct, incorrect. 1 question was not tested.
Perfect.
So the cool part about that, the whole not tested thing, for teachers who are testing after the first time, like you've given this test, and then you're ready to progress monitor, so you're ready to test again. If I go back to my home screen It's not going to let me do it there because the data is up to date. But if I were to go down to Penelope's name, remember it's still on Kane, right? Because that's where
Right.
we.
Okay.
I'm going to go down to Penelope. Where is
Can
Penelope?
I just tell you, I also love the name Penelope. I
I
saw it.
know.
There it is.
There she is.
There she is.
I do love that name.
A sweet name.
The arrow is going to switch me over to Penelope's data.
Okay.
So now I'm looking at Penelope's. So if we go down to that test, shapes demo. Oh, I need to switch
I
my.
think you're on ELA.
Yep. Let's go to that K week one. Arrow shows me where to go.
Okay.
So
Adam, you're an excellent teacher, just so you know.
I'm trying. Thanks. I just love teaching this. Like, there's a
Yeah.
reason I love sharing ESGI because it's one of my favorite tools to use. And we're
Yeah.
not just saying that because we're on this. You know this. I
I
love
know.
using.
Same. Same.
So here's the cool part now too. When I click test, you'll notice it gives me some options now. Because this is the second time she's taken this or more, I can
Right.
test all questions, or I can just test the things she missed or we skipped. So if I click that, it's not going to show me the questions that she already got right. Right.
Right.
So these are just the things she got wrong, or we skipped circle. So you see that circle popped up here.
Right.
The cool thing about this is what if we close it? Let's say you're in the middle of an assessment and you have to run
Fire
lunch
drill.
or fire drill. Yeah, the fire
Yeah.
drill goes off. You close a test where you are, or it times out because you've been outside of the fire drill forever. When you come back to that test with that child, you have the option. Actually, no, I have to actually go into it first. Let me do one. We're gonna do yes, yes. Fire drill hits. I
Okay.
go to the test, or we get timed out of the test. Now, when I test again, I don't have to start from the beginning. I click resume.
Resume.
Picks
Love
us up,
that.
picks us up right where we left off on that same
Love
question.
that.
3 of 7.
The
So
one, yeah, I mean, I know we always talk about how much we love ESGI, but the thing that I love is because I am a professional stacker and shuffler. Um, I don't have to look for things. I mean, like it's there. All I need is I need to have, connectivity, right? And that's it. I don't
yeah,
have to, because you're sitting there, you're looking at a kid and you're like, I know I tested you. It's got
right.
to be here somewhere. And this is how, I mean, I guess that's called the computer age, Deedee. Welcome to 20, whatever year it is, right? That's called automation, Deedee. You don't need a little black book anymore. You have your phone, like your little address, but you don't need that. But I mean, ESGI was kind of the first to make that available for those,
Right.
our grade levels. So
Gosh, do you remember? Like when I first started teaching, I remember I had one of those wheeled milk carts that I stuffed with binders and testing supplies. And I don't think they're called wheeled milk carts, but you know what I'm talking about. The
I know
wheeled
exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah.
file
Yeah.
cart, but it was a milk crate. Um, and it was stuffed with binders and pattern
Uh-huh.
blocks and testing supplies and all of that. And when we were in the computer lab, I wheeled that with me. Do you remember computer labs, right? Like I wheeled that with me and I sat on the floor and I called students over and I had to color in boxes. And now, like you take your laptop or you pull
Yeah.
them over. It's so
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, Adam, do you remember the computer lab
Sorry.
when we were little? When we were
One of the-
little, we used to have a computer lab.
I miss talking to
No, I
you.
100%. Like I know, things change like crazy.
Yeah.
Um, and
One of
even
the
if,
other questions. Oh, go
okay,
ahead.
I was going to say also, you can do the assessments on your phone.
Yeah, phone, iPad, any
It's
internet
crazy.
connected
It's
device.
crazy.
It's so cool.
Okay, what else you want to tell us?
Well, I wanted to show because the other question that comes up is, all right, my subject tabs are there, right? But
Yeah,
how do I go about adding one? Because they used to live across the top of the screen. What do I do if I need a new subject tab? How do I find the tests?
right,
What's there? Well, not a lot's different. It all works the same. It might just look a little bit different. So
right.
again, following that idea, the arrows show you where to go. I want to look at subject tabs or add a subject tab, then I need to bring up my subject tab menu. So to do that, click the arrow. And now here are the subject tabs I currently have. I could pin that again if I wanted to, or if I want to add a subject tab, I just click this little plus sign.
Okay.
Make it easy, right? We all know plus means add. Going to do that. We're going to call it something. I'm just going to call this Deedee for today's purposes. So my new subject tab is called Deedee Wills.
Woohoo!
I click add, and it'll drop it on my subject tab list. You'll notice now it's the highlighted one here at the top. There are no tests, right? We have no tests on that subject tab right now.
Okay.
Or to drop down my arrow, it's put it at the bottom of my list. But this is something I just found out. I know we're
I
gonna move
should, hello.
to the bottom. So subject tabs are sorted in three different ways. Purple tabs are what we call district tabs. That means someone at the admin level created that tab, pushed it out to your teachers, right?
Okay.
The blue ones, school tabs, that means someone at the admin level, but just in your building,
Okay.
not a district-wide thing, pushed it out to your staff. P means personal tabs. Those are the ones you create as a teacher, like my Deedee Wheels tab. You might not want them in this order, and it's hard to see, but if I zoom in, you should be able to see.
I do see those. Yeah. Those little 3 dots.
Yeah, so I can drag. If I hover that, it brings up that hand. I can move Deedee to the top.
Oh,
I cannot
there
put
she should be.
I can't
There
put
she should be.
it on top of an admin tab. So
Okay.
purple tabs and blue tabs live at the top. Your tabs fall underneath those. All
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
So I've got that tab, Deedee Wheels. That's what we're on right here. That check mark shows us that.
Okay.
If I hide this again, there's no tests. And we all know, where is your eye drawn right now to add tests?
I mean, browse all tests.
Browse all test, right? Which is
Yeah.
great if you know the name of a specific test. Like if you
Right.
know, boom, this is what I'm looking for. So
Yeah.
we could do that. But I tell teachers all the time, instead, go over to Test Explorer. So on your menu,
Okay.
Test Explorer is home to, this number keeps going up. What is it now? 3. It's
Oh.
going to go up right up here. Where did it go?
It's like
Oh,
6 million. Oh, 35.
3,534 tests that you have access to.
That's
It's a
crazy.
lot, all right?
Yeah.
My favorite thing about this is they have turned Test Explorer into something that we all love to do. We all love to online shop, right? Everybody, like, I'm a big fan of going to concerts or baseball games.
I know.
When I'm going to a Sox game, I enter the section number, the row number, the seat number. I look for tickets based on that. Well, same thing with ESGI now. You can filter out what you want to look for with tests.
Right.
So over on the left-hand side, I could filter by standard. I could actually select tests based on the standard I'm looking for.
Okay.
And use these buttons like kindergarten, language arts, yes, no. Those are 3 filters I now have selected.
Okay.
So that 3,000 tests down to 1,100 tests. Still a lot.
Still a lot.
So you can turn on and off filters just by clicking back on them again. So that's
Okay.
one way to sort and search for tests. But I tell teachers all the time, the easiest way to find whatever test you're looking for is to just use the search bar right here. So
Okay.
yes, filters are great. But if I want to look for a test, like I know you have written a lot of tests for ESGI, right?
A few.
A few. So
A few.
since the tab is called Deedee Wheels, why don't we search for some Deedee Wheels tests? So all I have to do, if I know the author of the test, I can just type in Deedee.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you have 246 tests in here.
I get around.
You
Get
get
around.
around. So let me test this because I don't know if I've ever done this before. I think if I leave Deedee on and I switch this to language arts, it should filter out any tests
Okay.
by you that have something to do with language arts. Make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's so simple, right?
209 still.
Still a lot.
Woo, a
But
lot.
let's do Deedee. Do you have engaging readers tests?
I do, but I can't remember if it's called engaging readers or ER. Oh, it's ER.
Right there. ER.
Right.
So ER.
There you go.
Well, there's 212 of those. So
212.
a lot of those tests. So anyway,
Yeah.
the point I'm trying to get at is like that search bar right there. Like, let's use another example. I won't add this one, but I know like preschool
Oh,
teachers.
can you stop for just a second really quick though?
Yep.
Because I was looking, I saw Ordinary Mary's Extraordinary Good Deeds, right? And there's a yes and no, and then there's a multiple choice one. So
right.
so that's kind of there's options even within those assessments on how much we want to, work kids over, right? Just
That's
multiple
awesome.
choice, true, false, or right. Okay, awesome. Continue.
No, that's great. I didn't even catch that. That's awesome. Yeah. So teachers within your test, you've got options too.
Yeah.
The other thing I was going to say before we add these to that tab, I know we're specifically searching for your name or a test type right there. One thing I show teachers all the time, especially at the start of the school year, like in the pre-KK level, we're testing things like shapes and colors and letter recognition. You can type in just something as simple as shapes, and it's going to find any test in the system that has something to do with that keyword. So that keyword search box can really narrow things down for you. You can type extra words, and then click your filters. So there's so many ways to use these buttons in here. But
Yeah.
if I go back and we use that example, since our tab is called Deedee, and we search for Deedee Wheels tests, you'll search through and you see so many different tests here. You can, like I did on that first one, look at what questions are on it just by clicking these little arrows right here. Or if you want to see the test as a whole, you click this box right here, brings up all of the questions that are on that test so you can see it.
Perfect.
You kind of some more details. And then you have two ways to add this to a subject tab. So if you click on the test title right here, you can go right here, click the plus, find your subject tab, and click save.
Okay.
So that's one way to do it. I'm going to cancel that just so I can show the other way. Or if you're back on this screen and you say, okay, I've looked through this. Yeah, that's exactly the test I need or I've been looking for. You can select that. And at the bottom of the screen, it brings up that add selected box.
Got it.
The cool part about that is I can say, okay, I know I want to use that one. Oh, but I also want this one. I want this one. You know what?
Yes.
This one right here looks good. How many ever you need to add. It's going to show you how many tests you have down here. And then you click add selected. We're going to put it on Deedee right there.
Okay.
And then add at the top.
Perfect.
And now on my home screen, I get my menu still over here. I've got those 4 tests ready to go.
Perfect.
Isn't that awesome?
And those are the same things. You can move those around.
These tests?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can edit the order of any tests inside your home screen with these little arrows here in the top right.
Okay.
So when I hover, see how it says reorder tests?
Yep.
I click that and it brings up these numbers. That's just showing you where they sit. So this is sitting as the first, second, third. I can drag these around like that.
Drag those around.
Where I want. Click save. And now they sit in that order.
Technology is amazing.
Right? It's crazy. Yeah, so those are kind of the main things that are quote unquote new. A lot of the stuff that's still there, I already mentioned test explorers right there. Activities are something that I think gets overlooked a lot. So bingo, cards, writing practice, sight words, all things that pull student data to create or student names. Have you looked at writing practice before?
It's been a minute. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
This blows kindergarten teacher minds all the time, because how many years did you spend finding the right font that was like dotted lines and then having to resize that because it went over the page?
Right.
This takes your class list using first name or first and last name, and you download this, and in an instant, I'm going to have to, oh, there it is right there. Just like that, you've got name writing pages ready to go.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. And if you want to make it bigger, you can make it bigger. You got all that practice.
Yep.
Get all those little markers out, and they could practice for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
It's a great font.
It's very cool.
Font. Yeah.
So that's in activities. There's all those activities there. Assignments is kind of a cool one. So with ESGI's new self-assess test, that's an too, where that test bank is growing each day too. They're constantly adding new ones. Self-assess tests are tests that you can put on your subject tabs, just like I did the Deedee tests. But self-assess tests gives you the option of having the student sitting right next to you, or putting the test on the screen, putting the student on some headphones, and they can listen to the questions being read to them. The cool part about those is with assignments, you can now assign tests to students' names, and you can log them in on another device, and they can take those tests on their own time while you're working with another student. So
nice.
Have that one-to-one type of thing with those types of assessments.
That's probably really, really helpful with older grades. Yeah. But also, later on in kindergarten, when students are kind of already used to the whole process, right? They're like, okay, now I'm going to do this on my own.
Right.
So that would, would I do that with somebody who's just figuring out how to sit in a chair? Probably not. But, could I do that in January? 100%. Yes. For most students, you could,
right.
And if you got something back and you're like, what? You could just retest, like sometimes you're like, oh, they were just like making a pattern or something, sometimes you see that. They're like clicking all over the place and they're done in 3 seconds. And you're like, okay, no, you can always retest them. Right.
Yeah. And I want to show you, so that now that you brought that brings another point up. The last thing I want to show y'all,
Okay.
This is really, really cool. So we know before all those reports lived on the right-hand side and we could see item analysis, we could see all those things.
Yeah.
Those reports do live in the reports tab now, but there's another really cool interactive feature, which is called expanded view of these tests. So all of these test boxes are interactive too. All I have to do, if I want to see more details about my students on their uppercase letters, right now I'm on my entire class, right?
Okay.
I click on this box and it goes into an expanded view of that test. So now I see all the details that I would ever want to see about my
Yes.
class average and class growth on uppercase letters.
Love it.
So right here, and I can see my students' most recent score, all of them. But when you talk about a student that you need to retest, or maybe they did something they shouldn't have done, or you test the wrong student underneath another student's name, I can click on a different student's name now, and it's going to show me the details for that child. So it's still this uppercase letters expanded view, but it's just that kid. If I scroll to the bottom, you'll see these session details right here.
Okay.
Let's say this time, you see how Kane did much worse? I know he was messing around on his computer.
Yeah.
Or I tested him under the wrong student. I called the wrong student over or something. When you click on session details, you can run a subset test. You can edit this, and you can actually delete this test session.
Okay.
There are ways around if a student does something wrong. Right here, I can click delete a session. It's not letting me do it, but you can. I don't know why.
Because that child's been in your class for 3 years. They're like, at this point, Adam, we're not letting you keep him.
But yeah, so if you ever make a mistake or a student makes a mistake and that data isn't accurate, you can go and you can do that there. Now, to get out of this screen, go back to your home screen. We just click that little X right there.
Okay.
It goes back here.
Perfect.
I clicked on that box as I was clicked here, but you can do that any given time. So if I'm in the middle of reviewing Ayla's data and I need to see more details, I click on this box right here. It brings up her test details first, not my whole class. So this is the test details for her.
And I love being able to see that progress line as well. That's always so helpful, right?
Yeah, that's the cool part, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's also really cool when you can, you can share with a parent of like, look, this is what, this is week after week for some of your students that, that are in intensive practice with you. You can show them their progress.
Right.
Or if you need to take them to team because they're not progressing, you have that data right there. Because our principal used to say, you don't have data, we're not going to talk about it. So this is a great way to have it and use it. It's not just, oh, I'm going to team, I need to make sure I have all this data. No, because you've been using it the entire time. Right. So Adam, thank you so much for your, go ahead.
Yeah, let me show you one quick thing. I know I said that was it, but this is it, I promise. It has to be expanded view.
I was going to say we're going to run out of time because I only have like the 30-minute version of Zoom.
All right, so no matter what size you're on, so remember we're on the small over here?
Yeah.
If I click on that extra large and it goes back to those bars like this, I can still click in here to access that expanded view. So anytime those tests are shown on that screen, you're going to be able to click in there and see that. So yeah, that's kind of everything that might be a little bit of change for some of those teachers that have used it, or if you're a brand new teacher going, oh my gosh, I need to use this now. Deedee, where do they need to go?
Well, they need to go ESGI-software.com.
That's right. And I think you have a promo code, right?
I do. It's just my last name, Wills or Willis. I mean, I answer to both, but Wills.
So if you all do ESGI-software.com. If you aren't using this and you're going, I need to use this, go there. There's a little box where you type in promo code, type in WILLS.
Yep.
That will allow you to try this out for free for 60 days. And you don't put a credit card in, anything.
No credit card. Right.
60 days for free. Try it out. If you're already a user, let us know what you think of these new features. And now that you've seen it in action, how cool it really is. We love hearing from you.
Oh my gosh, Adam, you're so good at this. You were so good at teaching this. You got us. If you all would just, if I were leading this trail, we would now be stuck in the Donner Pass and we would all have to just, cook each other and eat each other because it would take me forever to get through it all. So you were very good at getting us through it. No
Thank you.
cannibalism is required. ESGI really is my favorite. So like people ask all the time, will you be an affiliate? I'm like, nope, nope. ESGI is the only one because I do believe in it. So thank you so much for running through all of the changes. And if anybody else has any questions, email us. We can do a follow-up video.
All
Yeah.
right. Awesome. Thanks, everyone.
You guys are awesome. Thank you. All
See
right.
ya.
Bye.
All right. We had